Alright guys, so as I mentioned, I want to do some just angle grinding. Now, the angle grinder that I use, this is honestly, other than perhaps a blowtorch and I guess the lathe in total, probably one of my favorite tools. It's just an Arbortech mini grinder. Now, so this machine I love. It just has so much power, and like it rips wood out, and it's to me the perfect mixture of finesse and kind of hogging of wood out. Now, one of the kind of unusual things or unconventional things that I do about this is, so there's a guard here that I remove, and it gives me access to what is this entire cutter. Normally it's like blocked off a little bit so you don't have access, but so I take that off so I can use this almost like a machine that makes circular stamps or crescents or anything in between there. Now, the grinder, like the actual bit that I use, is not through Arbortech, it's through Sabertooth. And so I think they're tungsten coated. Anyway, I love these grinders, and they work really well together, but they are separate companies. Honestly, I like them both a lot. So, I use this for the places that it makes it kind of difficult to make a circular cut with a wood lathe. Now, perhaps I could, if I built some sort of jig and wanted to say, okay, I want a circular cut right there, and I could set the lathe up and hold the piece and whatever. I never wanted to really, I don't like building jigs unless I have to. I much prefer to just kind of work in this kind of free form, very easy, just with the machine kind of process. So, where the lathe fails me in my process, this machine picks up and lets me kind of do little circular details where I want it. Now, what you'll notice, so I'm going to do some grinding, and then I'll show you an early step in how I resolve these pieces. Not completely. I mean, there's still a ton of handwork afterwards, but anyway, I'm going to grind this part out, and then I'm going to actually do some what I would consider my detailing or stamping. But first, I'm just going to grind kind of this tail part out. I was turning it out, and it was chipping out, and this is a faster way of doing it, so we're just going to do that. I use the lathe as a clamp. Actually, just to speed it up, this is not an Arbortech grinder, but it is an Arbortech cutter. It just rips wood out so quickly. Alright. What I'm actually going to do before any detailing is I'm just going to torch the whole thing. Off video, you'll notice this top part is a little blackened. There was actually there was short grain right there, and when I was remounting it between centers at one point, it started splitting out. So there's just a little glue up there. So what this torching does, any kind of tear out, you get a kind of a resolved surface. But then on top of that, it highlights all of these kind of facets that this process creates. also shows off all of these like these concentric cuts that honestly have become perhaps the most important part of my work, because they would be the hardest thing to replicate by hand. Like, this could not be made any other way. Okay, so now we have a form. We have a form that is certainly Cardinal-ish. That was made entirely just on a wood lathe. I mean, there has been, other than that little grinding right there, this form has not been edited at all. What I will do now is I'll start adding other aspects. But you can see just qualities that were put on. Other than the form, which is very bird-like. We have a head. We have, you know, clear references to the frill of the, like, the cardinal feathers, whatever you call the head feathers on it, like the crest. We have references to the eyes. We have references to the wing splitting. We have references to the wing splitting in the back. We have references to the legs. Clearly, there is a level of abstraction to it, but if the color, and the color is very easy to change on this at this point, if the color were correct, there would be no question about it. This very easily communicates the idea of a cardinal. And to me, that's the exciting part about this process. So now we're just going to bring out those details again. You get this really cool, like, graphic, almost like drawn quality. And now that is not a completed piece, but you know, a great deal of the shaping is done on it now. And what you have is a form that is Cardinal-like, that is composed entirely of circular cuts. And that's everything, guys. Thanks for watching.